everyone, welcome back. We are crushing the meta. Here you are with Vaklys and Musrax and Nekomie. We are the ones who is playing GranBlue, and today we got a really spicy reveal for the premium collection.
Yeah, it's a really good card. And
it's a really good card.
Yeah, it's a really good card, yeah. James, can you tell us about the card, please?
It's a nice card now. It's called White Legion Sailing Ship Bad Bounty, and I would say it's kind of a brother of Immortal Galleon in the way that it can help finish games, but also set up games.
Yeah, it can work as a finisher as well. It has some niches where we don't usually have in our other strides like Obadiah. And I especially love the art. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the art?
It's a more overgrown dead ship instead of just a ship with undead on them. So they made the ship itself alive.
It is actually like a ghost as a race.
Yeah,
which is quite interesting to me.
It's not a dragon though.
I don't know about all the other ghost ships we have. I guess there are also ghosts.
I think so. Like the one standard R.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a really good card. It reminds me of Immortal Galleon, so
maybe this is the other cousin. Ships.
one of the many to come.
Yeah, exactly. One of the many to come, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, so
I think so. What do you guys think about this? I personally am very excited. I can't wait to build something with this. I don't know if you can make a focus build, but it does fulfill a very good place for the GranBlue G zone.
But for a skill, because we still have to mention that. He has only one single skill. That's the end of the battle it attacks. Counterblast 1, discard in total 3 cards from your hand, put this unit into your G zone face up, and write up to 1 Great G card from your drop zone as stand. So, if we analyze this card, what do you guys think about this? Because it's a discard 3 with a CB cost attached to it for a rewrite from the drop.
So I think this is, you just have another Vanguard attack, which is very interesting in a clan where you are mainly rearguard centric in a way because of our Skull Dragons, usually the ones hitting big numbers. Now you have a very Vanguard centric skill. It's also important to point out that this doesn't flip anything.
No, true. So
you don't really accelerate your G zone, not that you really need to.
It can come up with Megiddo though. Yeah,
of course. You need your face-ups for Megiddo, you need your face-ups for Obadiah. Those are mainly the two things that require you to flip things from the G zone.
Yeah. But if I have to say for myself, it's almost like next stage instance, because it has the same cost, it has the same discard restriction, but you write a card from the drop zone instead of just going to your hard card. So
it's funny as well because I've just like everywhere else, because this is only just revealed right now, everyone is calling this next stage for whatever reason.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just the next stage copy, but it allows for other choice and just restanding your hard card.
Yeah, because how do you guys think about the fact that we now get a premium collection card for GranBlue? That's just like next stage, but next stage came in a few years earlier.
3 years?
Yeah.
About there.
But yeah, for me I think it really complements the deck and the clan really well, because the only real card that is Vanguard centric in the GranBlue deck is Jumbo Dragon, right?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
Because that's the only stride that can get some like power without a CP cost either, but also costs out of rearguard, but it's the best we got, I think.
Yeah, for Vanguard only tried, yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think we summarized the skill quite well. So what this entails, the superior right, I think is the question is what cards to superior right, because we on GranBlue the grade 3s for standard, for example, we have Baskirk, we have Kakaitis, We have Skull Dragon. What do you guys think would benefit most? Just looking at the V cards for now before we go into the G cards.
Yeah, since GranBlue is a really Vanguard plus standard plus kind of deck, you could mostly use Cocytus and Skull Dragon. Skull Dragon for a very big second Vanguard attack, while Cocytus is that guaranteed crit 2 attack, which sometimes could finish the game.
Yeah, true. And for the aspect that GranBlue really thins his deck really hard with Choppy, and if you go Obadiah before this, you can really thin your deck to only contain critical triggers and all that sort of sense. So if you ride to Skull Dragon, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't gain a crit naturally because it still has a twin drive to get crits from.
Exactly, and if you play a lot of crits in your deck, that's very lethal. Just imagine taking 5 drive checks, and then your opponent has to consider taking or guarding. And of course, with V support, you get protect markers as well.
Yes.
So you discard 3, you twin drive, you get 2 again, and then you get a protect marker as an extra.
Yeah, so you don't even minus from it. Yeah, it's just a good card. But you have Cocytus, so that instantly gains 20k in a crit if you have 20 cards in your drop zone. So
easily accessible.
Yeah, and if you put like a booster before behind it that gains the trigger effects from the earlier bad bounty attack, that's a big column right there. Because if you put something,
that's not something we usually do at all.
No,
now we can do it.
No, but you have like a Romario in the back row. It's a 12k booster with Cocytus is 32, so it's already a 44k attack that can gain trigger effects. So you can have potentially like 80k around attack, because most of the time you drive check like 2 triggers. That's for me at least, but yeah, so you can.
You always expect at least one trigger check.
At least one. So you expect like 20 to 40k increase at the end of the second battle if you put the first Vanguard attack triggers on the booster. So it's a big boy. It's a really big boy. But for matchups, where do you guys think this really excels in? Because the first thing I came up was Greydora.
Greydora matchup is something nefarious for GranBlue. It's really hard to play around it, mainly because you can't call anything else from your drop zone, which is what we usually do. And with this, we can still ride from the drop zone. Nothing is canceling us from that.
No, true.
So it gives us the push we need to really make plays against our worst matchups, I would say.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought about was the Link Joker matchup, especially the Chaos ones, where if you're a bit afraid of getting locked. Of course, before we had the Night Growth Stride, which forces Hollow throughout your field. But this one essentially means you don't need to think about your rear guards anymore. Just swing at your Vanguard.
Yeah, you're true at that, and what you say with the Night Growth Stride, it gains a crit of it naturally, so you get the pressure of that. But what I think is the way it's superior rides is a really strong aspect to this card, because I don't know if you guys know it, but Mega Conley has a great one that says on Guardian Circle, when you guard with it, your opponent's Vanguard cannot withstand.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
I think I know. It's a promo, isn't it?
It's a promo, yeah. So discards works around that. So it's a counter to a counter. In a sense of way.
So to speak, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the best restander GranBlue could even get. Yeah, you can say it needs to have a cheaper cost, but I personally don't think it needed to, because GranBlue has everything it needs. It has Plusing it at multi-attacking, it gets everything. Advantage from nothing with Grenache.
We also have hand cycle, so even then, not a matter of discarding free useful cards. No, everything can go to the drop and be there.
Yeah, totally true about that.
But, yeah, the drop is our hand.
Yeah,
that's how it is. It's always been for GranBlue.
And especially with
going back to possible options for the grade 3, because we only discussed about the V, the standard support. we haven't talked about the previous G, and I know Nekomie is a really huge Nitros fan. What do you think about this?
This will currently allow us to go from stuff like Cocytus into Nitros, having maybe a Protect 2 mark, but especially having GB2 ability of Nitros during the battle phase can give you way more push. Can make stuff like Nightstorm come
because
back
with
into
Nitros
the-
you can have just something on top of my head like a multi-attacking Skull Dragon.
Yes,
if
Skull
you-
Dragon come back after its battle, or you could
Yeah.
start calling over your past multi-attacking rearguards like Nightstorm, re-enable them.
Yeah, but it does. You sort of, if you want to call a Skull Dragon immediately, then you have to stay on Nitros and then use its stride skill to call, right? Or you have other revivals.
Could, but you could also try using Great Shade to get Nightstorms or Lombards, or in my case even Negrolace in your hand. Superior Calm still from drop zone.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. And another point was, you going back to the old mechanic of limit break, 7 Cs, Night Mist break, right? That's a whole another thing where if you have the limit break option, you can just go on a break ride if it's on your V.
Yeah.
And then you multi-attack, you're attacking for 21, I believe. It's not as high.
Yeah,
but the option is there, and you can recall your Skull Dragons, for example, and do your attackings with your rear guards. Because the thing when you stride into this, that means you need your rear guards to call other rear guards. Because your Vanguard doesn't do that anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I think in terms of when to stride this, because you use Obadiah to set up your drop zone, set up your deck, and then go to Megiddo. But now you can also just set up your deck, plusing with Obadiah, and then finish with discard.
Yeah.
Even.
And one thing I just came up with is you have a build, James, where you make the ghost shield, right? The stand trigger.
Yes.
And what is really good about the stand trigger with Nightstorm is if you have two Vanguard attacks, you get the option to get 2 stand triggers.
2 stands on the Nightstorm, which most of the time is already loaded up with the power from 1 mig.
Yeah.
So it becomes a huge beater, which also costs more stuff, like Skull Dragon.
Yeah, and what if you use Nightstorm? So you attack with 1 column, then you use Nightstorm to call over that other column, like you call Skull Dragon. So you have like 3 attacks, then the Vanguard attacks. You stand the Nightstorm with that instance, and let's say, for example, you don't get any other triggers, just for clarity's sake. You attack again with the Nightstorm, but if you ride Nitros of Bad Bounty, you can put out like 3 to 4 Skull Dragon attacks in that single combo. Because one of the Nightstorm, then the Nightstorm restands to call another Skull Dragon, then you can use Nightstorm again, to get the 3rd Skull Dragon, then use Nitro's GB2 skill to use to attack with Skull Dragon again. That's 4 attacks. With a Skull Dragon, that's a Megiddo, but with a more Vanguard centric attack.
Yeah, I think the fact that in GranBlue we have a lot of counter charge like Grenache, which is everyone uses Grenache. Still, sadly, the opponent can sort of limit the amount of counterblast you can use.
Yeah, and this card really helps because it only uses 1 single counterblast. So if your opponent wants to deny you the 2 CB to go into Megiddo, you can just go into this stride if you want. Yeah.
But also extending the plays require counterblast. So that we always have to keep that in mind. Like if you want to do multiple Nightstorm attacks, then you need multiple counterblasts.
Yes.
Columbard as well.
Yeah, totally true on that part. But if you guys had to rate this card, what would you rate it for yourself?
Why don't you have you go first?
Okay. I would give this card an 8 out of 10. Just for the single reason it fixes what GranBlue didn't have before. And because of that, I feel it's like a really solid card. It has some amazing future potential with upcoming releases. If we get a V Nitros, I definitely will be happy. Not only for me, but also for James and for you.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
So I think a solid 8. Maybe even a 9.
But what about for reference? Because an 8 is what other cards would you rate the same way in this premium collection set?
I think also the one from Gear Chronicle. Yeah. It just fixes something that the Quen really needed. GranBlue has this, for instance. The Gear Chronicle Stride really fixes something that can mix premium and standard really well with each other. So I think at that part, because this stride also really resembles the one from Gear Chronicle, because it around does the same thing, only with a different cost.
Yeah, that's very nice as a Gear Chronicle main yourself, isn't
it? Yes.
What do you think, Nekomie?
I think it would also be about an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Not only because it's future-proof, we're going to get more grade 3s, more options, but also for the fact it gives a new fresh air to you can now finally decide standard premium together, which beforehand we just played standard with 1 or 2 premium cards. Now you can have more options because you can use multiple grade 3s together.
Yeah, true on that. And you, Vaklys?
I personally rate this an 8 out of 10 as well. I think I'm also in a similar boat with you guys. I think we all agree that this card has its own place in the G zone, which none of our other strides have. It gives us a new play style in a way. So it really gives the more fresh air to the clan. You can you have more deck building options within your G zone now. Do you want to run this or that? Because I'm pretty sure all GranBlue clans will run this now. GranBlue premium decks.
Yeah, you have the space for it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
an 8 out of 10 mainly because it gives us what we need in the clan. It gives us a new toy to play with. It has a lot of usefulness, and especially what's very important for me is it gives us a way out against our worst matchups, which are Mega Colony and in a sense Chaos.
Yeah, very true about it. It just replaces your Nitro Stride for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
because the Nitro Stride is really good, but we have the Obadiah Stride for it that does it better. But you still run the Nitro Stride, for me at least, as a 4-up, just for those matchups. But now with this stride,
you need to have an field.
Yeah. And against Nitros works against the Chaos, but against Mega Colony we have nothing. We have really nothing.
No, so 2 Nitros and 2 of this can be an option.
Yes.
Or just 1 or 3 off. You can just make it the way you want. So yeah, I think this was it, right? So
yeah, I think we've covered everything, and I think we are all hyped, especially the 3 of us, on how to fit this in our deck now.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for listening, guys. Support us on Discord, follow us on Facebook, and we'll see you on the next premium collection stride.
Yeah, so stay safe and have a nice day. Goodbye.